Good morning, Denfeld hunters, and happy Monday, November 6th. Hope you had a great weekend resting up from first quarter and hope you got enough rest to carry you in to second quarter. Please stand if you are able to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, we are in a week A for clubs and activities on this week of November 6th. So let's take a look at that. Some other Denfeld clubs and activities. Knowledge Bowl, if you are interested in joining, please attend a brief informational meeting in room 2313 at 8:40 on Thursday the 9th. If you cannot come to the meeting, please connect with Mrs. Masiosi in person or via email prior to November 9th. History Day, National History Day 2024 competition is just around the corner. This year's theme is a great one, Turning Points in History. Everything has a history, and most histories have a turning point. Being a part of Denfeld's History Day Club is your first step to taking a deep dive into a topic of your choice. The club has had its first meeting some weeks back and will be meeting on Wednesday during WIN in 3304. Please see Mr. Soderberg if you have any questions, and everyone, of course, is welcome. Men as Peacemakers, Mega Creative Community Cohort. MAP's Mega Creative Community Cohort, or MC3, is a program which seeks to create an inclusive and confidential space where girls can develop authentic, supportive relationships while exploring their identities through various art forms, including building resiliency and developing their skills as a professional artist and as a voice in their community. The cohorts will learn to use their art as a form of activism and expression to potential viewers and buyers. This cohort is for girls and LGBTQIA2S+ youth ages 13 to 19 years old or in 8th through 12th grades. Supplies will be provided. Bus passes will be provided if needed. There are limited spots available for this project for citywide participation. So dates on the application were pushed back. The dates are not deadlines, and students who are interested can contact Sylvia at menaspeacemakers.org. Have you ever thought about writing a novel? Make this year the year you do. Join Mrs. Harold's WIN every day in November for National Novel Writing Month. The official start date was last week on Tuesday. 0 Hour Works 2, we'll plan and write a novel in 30 days. And here is today's and this week's Mindful Minute. Well, since it is a Monday, it is a good time to take account of how you're doing with both grades and attendance. Now, while first quarter has come to an end, and you likely, under most circumstances, cannot impact your grade, you still need to be mindful of your attendance because your attendance goes by the semester, not the quarter. Please remind your parent or guardian that they have 48 hours to excuse you. Please keep an eye on your unexcused absences, as on your 9th, you will lose credit in that class and then have to go through attendance recovery to earn that back. It also can impact your privileges like open lunch, dances, and home games. So please log in to Infinite Campus and look at your attendance from last week. Well, here's some reminders, hunters. Please remember to clean up after yourselves during lunch. The tables and floors have become increasingly dirty over the last few weeks. Why do I know? Because I often pick up much of the mess along with many other staff. If a garbage can doesn't come to you, please bring your garbage to the nearest can. Also, remember that we are away for the day in all areas of the school building from the beginning of the day to the end. That includes classrooms, the hallways, and the commons. Referrals will be made for those to be found using them in all areas of the school, and that includes the commons at lunch. Also, just a final reminder that the commons is closed every day except before and after school and during lunch. The only people that can be in the commons during the school day are those sitting in the West Commons for study hall. Another reminder to buy your yearbook if you have not already done so. That has to be completed online and you cannot use cash. We do have attendance and behavior recovery schedules. You can see those both before school, after school, and on Saturdays. You can also see we have a schedule during WIN. You can make up 1 unexcused absence and up to 10 tardies during each weekday attendance recovery. You can make up to 6 unexcused absences and up to 60 tardies on a Saturday. Behavior repair is 30 minutes per 1 minor behavior referral and 90 minutes for a major. Just a reminder, we spoke about this last week. The guidance office will be closed every day until WIN, unless a counselor calls you down or sends a pass. When you receive a gold pass, just show it to Dina through the window and she will buzz you in. If you need to meet with your counselor, email them or stop in anytime after second hour to set up an appointment. Appointments may be scheduled WIN through 6th hour only. For anything else, go to the student support desk. Are you interested in a career in the military? Well, we have a military fair this Thursday. That's an annual fair that we do every year at school. It's Thursday, November 8th from 12 to 2:30, so it covers our lunch periods. You can learn more about a military career path as representatives from the various branches will be available to talk about opportunities and their experiences. We'll have recruiters from the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Air National Guard, 148th Fighter Wing, the U.S. Army National Guard, the U.S. Coast Guard, U.S. Marines, U.S. Navy, and U.S. Army Reserves will be located at tables in the entryway and commons. Also, you can take the ASVAB on November 16th. If you're thinking about a career in the military, Denfeld is giving students in grades 10 through 12 the opportunity to take that Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery, or ASVAB. That exam provides information about your verbal, math, science, and technical skills and gives you ideas for future careers. Although we do not release any of the information, it can also be used to determine occupations in the military. The test takes place again November 16th at 8:55. It's free. See Dina in the guidance office to sign up. Just remember that you have many supports that are available to support you hunters. We have Nystrom's, the Human Development Center in Fond du Lac to support your mental health. We have the Center for Alcohol and Drug Treatment to support your chemical health. We have the Conflict Resolution Center to help you navigate those tricky relationships and conflicts. And we work with PAVSA, which can support relationship and sexual violence. Please stop at the student support desk or talk to a trusted adult in the building to talk about any one of these providers. Hunters, also don't forget about 988. It's a 3-digit dialing code that routes callers to the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. This can be available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week across the United States, and can be called in lieu of calling 911 in the event of a mental health emergency. Well, some acknowledgments. Thanks to all Denfeld students who found success with grades, attendance, and or behavior with hard work and perseverance during the first quarter. Take what you did during the first quarter and build on it for second quarter. It is hard to believe, but we are a quarter of the way through the school year already. Don't wait. Act now to work hard to succeed and get involved. Also, thank you to all students who helped to plan, set up, host, and clean up fall ball. A special shout out to every student who helped carry the chairs back to the West Commons and then helped to reset the area at the end of the night. Thank you to all the students who worked hard to attend fall ball and who showed up with great fashion and energy. It was a fun night. Well, looking ahead at our weekly bulletin, you can see that we are between sports seasons at this point, but there are a few things to note. First of all, there is no dash this week after school due to the start of the second quarter. On tonight, we have 5:30 in the auditorium is scholarship night, and then you can see that our fall play ripcord is on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights at 7 o'clock in the lecture hall. Students are $5. You can also see that play on Sunday at 2 o'clock in the lecture hall as well. Also, we're mixing in some winter sports finally. At 7 o'clock on Friday, there's girls varsity hockey versus Breck at the Heritage Center. And on Saturday at 2 o'clock, there's girls varsity hockey versus Roseville, also at the Heritage. So don't forget to go to Ripcord this week. Well, our Hall of Fame highlight this week is Carol Brown Goltz from the class of 1961. While walking the halls of Denfeld, Carol Brown Goltz had an extraordinary career here at Denfeld. Many of her accomplishments and activities paved the way for the life experiences she has had, as well as being an excellent role model for future Denfeld hunters. She was the first female pyramid president from 1960 1961. She was the Minnesota Girls State Lieutenant Governor in 1960. Minnesota's representative for Girls Nation in Washington, D.C. in 1960. She was the Minnesota State Champion debater with the team in 1961. And she was in the National Forensic League Speech and Debate Nationals participant in debate and extemporaneous speaking in 1961. She also won Honor Court, and she was the commencement speaker when she graduated. Leaving behind Denfeld as an honor student in 1961, Carol continued her education at St. Olaf College. She received a degree in education. In 1966, she started teaching in Roseville, Minnesota, and then in Grand Marais, Minnesota. In 1969, she and her husband Keith moved to Alaska, intending to live there for only a couple years. They have been in Alaska for 54 years and counting. Carol went back to higher ed to receive her master's degree in the early 70s from the University of Alaska Anchorage. And after a hiatus to raise her children, Carol returned to teaching in 1979, where she taught English and speech, as well as being a judge for speech and debate teams in the Anchorage School District. She became a high school librarian and then a tech coordinator. Carol has stated that she loved her time working with high school students, and she retired from the school district in 2002. But of course, she wasn't done yet. After retirement, she wrote a statewide curriculum for career exploration, and spent many years interacting with people across the state of Alaska. She retired again in 2011. Reflecting on her years at Denfeld High School, Carol stated, "It was an excellent school and continues to be deserving of that reputation. I think that my years at Denfeld have shaped who I am, what I've done, and what I chose to do and not do from sunup to sundown. The question for you hunters is, how high will you soar?" And for our community building circle today, speak when you have the talking piece, listen when you don't, speak from your own point of view, listen to understand others, speak with respect, say just enough, and remain present in circle. Finally, honor privacy. Pass number 1 for circle number 9 is, if you could travel anywhere, where would you go and why? And pass number 2, if you have time, what does success look like to you? That is an important question to be contemplating as we head into quarter 2. Hunters, that's all we have from this side of the screen. We'll talk to you same time, same place next week.